Hello everyone, my name is LaShawn and welcome back to my channel, Jibun Life. Today I'm going to do a comparison between the Jibun Techo Biz A5 Slim Diary and the normal A5 Slim Diary. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to open up the Biz first, and I'm sorry if I have to pause this video a lot, like I'm sick again, so I'm going to edit out all of the coughing and whatnot. Yeah, so open up the Biz and start at the title page. And this is actually my second time recording this video. Like, my camera and my laptop decided that they hate each other suddenly since I did an update, and the last file I recorded is no good now. So since I last recorded, my husband has started using the planner, so you'll see a bit of scribbling and stuff inside of it. Just ignore that. It's his planner, he can do whatever he wants, but yeah, just to warn you. Okay. Alright, so we're at the title page here, which are the same, but you can see that the Biz looks much darker. But I think, yeah, the font's about the same on this page. There's a place for your name and your contact information. I just had mine covered up because I already filled mine in. Then we have the how to use the Jibun Techo 2020. These pages are identical as well. The only difference you'll see throughout most of these is the heading. So here on the Jibun Techo Biz, it's a lot thinner. You can see the smaller box here. Whereas on the normal diary, it's almost twice as big because they include the katakana at the bottom to explain what to do here, what the main objective of this page is. So if we flip, here is the sample schedule again. So you can see how different the fonts are. If you look at the headings, sorry, let's move these annoying little bookmarks. I'm going to convince my husband to take those off. But look at the headings side by side. So here, first the layout looks the same, but you can see that these are much thinner in the Biz. This is the day at the top. It also has the weather. So those are similar. And then over here at the calendar, you can see that the 2020 is a little bit smaller in the Biz version. And if we take a look at the bottom, those are pretty much identical as well. The only difference on this page really is just the coloring and the types of examples they give. You can see the difference in the color of these boxes. This one, let's see, are they different? I think maybe they're the same. No, actually they are the same. Yeah. Other than the color differences, these two pages are identical. Okay, so then moving on, we have the calendars on each of these. 3-year calendars for 2020, 2019, and 2021. Keep going. Then we have the perpetual calendar. The only difference here is that on the normal diary, the coloring is filled all of the way to the edge of the pages, like that. Whereas in the Biz version, they left this margin right here on the side. But the boxes themselves are actually the same size. Go to the next page. So here we have the age chart. You can see where my husband already marked off our ages, including our daughters. Then the My Dream page. Alright, so if you look, you'll notice how in the normal diary, these headings are very large. And then they include a small summary on how you should use it, or some suggestions, which aren't included in the Biz. The Biz just has the Japanese name and the English name, the Japanese heading and the English heading, like that. So, but I think, let's see, they take up the same amount of space overall. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Okay. So if I try to line these up perfectly, you'll notice that the biz is about one grid line higher. So if you have a sticker set to cover these, there's a chance that a sticker set for the regular A5 Slim will be too large for the biz. It might actually cover up this heading here since it's up one line higher. So keep that in mind. They are slightly different sizes, like the headings up at the top. That's very, very slight, so it might not be an issue. I don't know. I don't use stickers, but maybe someone who does can let us know. Alright, keep going. So the money plan, these are also the same, just slightly altered headings. And then we have the map of Japan, the sample week, and you notice the sample week on the biz includes the kanji for the days. So the biz one has a lot more kanji overall than the normal one, at least in the main heading spaces, and it lacks these short summaries and explanations. Another thing that I noticed is because it does not have this part, it includes extra checkboxes. You can see here, you gain about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 extra checkboxes on the side. Okay, keep going. So then we have favorite phrases. And again, the biz one has a little bit of extra spacing than the normal. So let's see, let's put them like this. Sorry, my tabs are in the way. Let's try to line them up. See how much higher the biz one is? So you gain about 1 extra line for a phrase that you can list. I don't know if that matters to anyone. If you have a ton of phrases, you might want to go with the biz one. But personally, I've never been able to complete like 2 of these pages completely. Same thing with the recommendation list. The biz one has 1 extra line here, and the book list as well. And they both have the movie list. Again, the biz has 1 extra line. Gifts received and gifts given. Let's see. I think these are the same size. Yeah, so these 2 pages are the same. So there's no extra lines in the biz. We have the promise list. You have 1 extra line here. You can tell because the extra line is always slightly higher than the previous one, the previous page. And then for both of them you have a free list. And this one will actually say it's a free list, but the biz will not. So you can just write anything you want here. And they give you that extra line again at the top. Whoops, like so. Let's see. But other than that, they're pretty much the same. So when it comes to the first set of lists, the biz one has the advantage because it gives you an extra space on most of these pages. But it doesn't always have an advantage. So we'll see that right now. So the biz starts with the project calendar from December 2019, but the normal diary starts from November 2019. So you get a whole extra month in the beginning. And it's not just the beginning. So the project calendar goes all the way until January 2021 in the biz. But in the normal, the project calendar goes until April 2021. So that's what? How many extra months? So you have February, March, April at the end, plus the November at the beginning. You get 4 extra months of the project calendar in the normal Jibun Techo, which is surprising because you would think projects are something that's more business oriented and you should have more in a business calendar. But I guess they want to go precisely 1 year in the biz. So there are no extras in the project calendar. And you'll see how they make that up later in the calendar, what they do with those extra pages. Okay, So this stops on January 2020, sorry, not 2020, January 2021, and this stops on April 2021. And then if we continue, oh, but other than that, these pages are pretty much the same. Then we come to our monthly calendar. Let me just find a clean page. Alright, so here are monthly calendars. They are pretty much the same. As you can see, the only difference is coloring. So in the normal diary, the holidays are highlighted in like a light orange color, whereas in the business, they're highlighted in a red color. And I think it's much easier to see the biz calendar compared to the normal calendar. The colors really pop here. I think so. The checkboxes are the same all the way around, along the sides and the bottom, like that. So let's take a look at the weekly. So hold on just a moment. So this starts from December 2019 in the biz. And again, it starts from November 2019 in the normal. So you get the extra month in the beginning in the normal. And the business one goes until, let's double check, March 2021. And the normal one goes until March 2021 as well. So although the project calendar stops at January, the regular calendar goes all the way until March. But this one still has a 1 month advantage over the biz. So keep that in mind. All right. And then let's take a look at the weekly. So the weekly for the biz is from the end of November, so the 25th of November 2019, whereas in the regular is from the 28th of October 2019. So again, you get almost a full month extra in the normal compared to the biz. So 2019 November versus 2019 October from the beginning. And this goes until, let's see, 2021 January in the biz versus 2021 January in the regular. So that part's the same. So this one, in the regular, it starts earlier, but it finishes at the same page as the biz. But that still means this has extra. So it's starting to feel like maybe the normal version is more bang for your buck. That's how it seems to me, at least. And if we compare the pages side by side for the weekly spreads, so let's look at the headings first. So again, the fonts are slightly different. They're smaller and cleaner in the business one. And you can see that they both have a weather chart at the top as well. If you look over at the monthly calendars, like so, they are pretty much identical. They both tell you what's the current week that you're in and the number of checkboxes. Let's turn to a more identical page. They have the same number of checkboxes going down the sides and across the bottom. So you can see they have the morning hours, daytime hours, evening hours, the smiley boxes, and also the meal trackers. Sorry, I had to pause for a moment. My camera died on me. But what I really like about the biz is the fact that the daylight hours stand out so much. So you see how these are colored in black, and then it's white, and then black again? So that tells you exactly when the sun is going to rise and when it's going to set, at least here in Japan. It might be different where you live, because Japan doesn't have daylight savings time. The time just stays the same all throughout the year. So times like right now in winter, the sun is usually gone by about 4:30. It's really early. So if you look here at December, you'll notice at, let's see if I can get it to focus here, between 4 and 5 o'clock, that's where the black line begins. That's because this estimates that the sun is going to set at about 4:30. But if you skip ahead, let's go to like the summer months, especially here. So this is 2020 in July. You'll notice the black line doesn't start until just after the 7 o'clock mark. Like that circle isn't filled in all the way. And that's because there are more daylight hours in July here in Japan than there are compared to the winter months. So that's really nice. Like in the regular A5 Slim, it has that as well, but it's a lot harder to see and to notice than in the Biz. So that is interesting. So I think that's pretty much it for the weeks. And so let's move on ahead to the end. So let's go back to the last page. So back to January 2021. And here as well. Okay. So once we get to the last page of the weeks and we flip, this is where we have the blank pages. And remember all those extra calendars that the normal one has? Well, it only has these 2 blank pages here, whereas the Biz has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blank pages, because it doesn't have all of the extra project calendars and the normal calendars that this one has. Yeah, so remember this one had 4 extra project calendars and the monthly calendars. So that's where the extra pages, these blank pages, come from. I would rather have the extra calendars. I'm not sure why they gave the Biz just some extra blank pages. I don't know. If anyone does, let me know in a comment. So after those, then we finally have the looking back section. And once again, these are pretty much the same. No extra spacing here because it's just the 12 months. And then the general overall view. And then after that, the Biz goes directly into the personal data page, whereas the normal has the train system of Japan, the routes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages of the train system, and we have the world time difference map, which I think would be useful in the business one because you're more likely to have international meetings if you are a business worker as opposed to just, you know, a student. So it's interesting that they cut this page out. And then after that is where we finally have the personal data page, which are, these 2 are the same. These 2 are identical. And then lastly, we have the contacts. So the only difference here is just the title of which kind of planner you have. Jibun Techo Biz 2020, Jibun Techo 2020, and just your name, address, and whatnot. So yeah, it is a side-by-side comparison of the Jibun Techo Biz A5 Slim to the normal diary. I hope that was helpful. So what do you think after seeing them side by side? Which one's better? I still like the fonts in the Biz more, but after realizing that this has more calendars, like project calendars and monthly calendars, I'm kind of leaning towards the normal one. We shall see. But yeah. Also, you notice I put my little tabs on? Aren't they cute? Not this hard to focus on them. They're so small. I put the blue ones for all the special pages here up at the top, and then all of the monthly ones here along the sides. And something I do want to note, these tabs are very easy to remove. So if you make a mistake and you don't get it lined up perfectly, don't worry. You can peel them quite easily without ripping the page and just adjust them and reseal them. So they're really nice. And I have an extra set for my husband. Now that I'm done recording this, he can go ahead and use these finally. Yeah, so I guess that's it. I think I might not make another video until next week just because New Year's is coming up. So if I don't see you until then, I hope all of you have a really good holiday, Happy New Year, and take care. Bye.